Welcome back, people, for part 3 of our interview with aliens. Jamie, you ready to rock and roll again?
I think so.
It's not been easy, but Eric is here to help you when you need it, so that's good. Now, tell us about your medical technology. That's my first question.
Would this question be better suited if you asked medical technology for human beings or medical technology for them?
I guess for them first. Let's talk about that first. They don't
require for medical attention. They don't possess physical bodies like we do.
They're different. So they don't get cancer and things like that.
No, they don't. The soul, as you would describe it, the soul, the body, the thought is one piece. One piece.
Okay. Now, do you have medical technology that you use on us then?
Yes.
Well, can you cure diseases and help my neck not hurt and help Jamie with whatever she has?
They're saying yes. But the only instruments and tools they're showing me is fingers. They do have fingers.
Okay.
They're really long. They look like they have, like they would have an extra joint.
Okay. So, do you practice medical technology on us then? You don't, but you have the power to, but you don't. Okay. Now, tell us about your, well, first of all, what do you do for food? What do you eat over there? Nachos? Alien nachos?
They knew that was funny.
Erica?
Daughter. They don't create food or put food on a plate to eat.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like a nourishment source. It has a color to it, like a bright pinkish purple that has a shimmer.
Okay.
I know it doesn't. It's not water.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it really reminds me of? This sounds so weird. If you had like a pink purple hand sanitizer.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes gets the air bubbles in it, and it looks a little jelly-like in a way.
So alien Purell, huh? So where does it come from?
They're trying to explain it to me. It's not a plant per se, but it is a type of growth. And you harvest this kind of gel fluid thing. But it's really all that they need. They don't eat out of creativity. They don't eat out of taste.
Okay. So it just grows. Where does it grow that is to be harvested? Just on the ground, or
when they're in ships? Best way I know how to explain it would be like an individual large room, like a terrarium, or
okay.
But I don't see casual areas like seating for eating.
Okay, that's fine.
No cafeteria, no restaurant, no.
Okay, do you have jobs? Do you make money? I mean, mundane jobs. I know your job here is to help us in many ways, but no taxi cab drivers. I mean, no jobs of the like in the way we have.
They're not an industrial race.
Okay. And so they don't need money.
They don't need money.
Okay. What does your environment look like on your planet? Including your cities, if you have any.
Yeah, they don't have cities like ours.
Mm-hmm.
There's no buildings like we have, no structures. For them being so tall, the kind of plant life, is the only way I know how to describe it, there are leaves that are larger than them.
Oh, wow.
So I wouldn't call it necessarily jungle-like,
Okay.
but it's very, it's colorful. There are spacious areas. For some reason, I can't really see how they live, where.
Do they have bodies of water, mountains, things of that nature?
They do have different terrain.
Okay.
I would say yes, there are mountainous areas.
Okay.
I don't see large oceans like we possess.
Okay.
There's more
like lakes and rivers and things?
more like springs, like things that would be under the surface.
Okay. All right. Do you have music and other types of arts or? Okay.
Music, yes. Art, visual and performing arts are unnecessary to express themselves, so they haven't really focused or created that.
Well, how do you express yourself then?
They see each living being as a piece of art and expression.
Wow. Do you have animals like pets and things of that nature?
That was almost offensive.
Oh, how about animal companions? I'm sorry, because yeah. Oops.
Sorry, that's...
What describe one of the most common ones? Like our common ones are dogs and cats.
That's not anything like we have. If you could imagine that the wind would come in separate contained creatures, then that's what it would be.
If the wind? Wow, I'll have to think about that one. Eric, can you clarify that?
That's what I thought. I know he's having a hard time with this as well.
Okay.
So unusual. If you could imagine seasons, rain, wind, or like weather patterns, the heat of the sun to be represented by an energetic creature.
Okay.
They would move in herds and they can change the environment atmosphere.
Interesting.
So through the migration, they feed and change and alter the surface of their planet.
Oh, interesting. Do you have any special connection to any animals or any living source on Earth?
No, they're not like humans in that retrospect. We don't have favorites, they said.
Okay.
We don't identify as one being closer or one being further away.
Okay. What's the name of your planet?
I can see it written down. It's not to me in English. It's not actually a language that I know of. I would associate it more to like a hieroglyphics kind of a.
Okay. All right. So, do you live in any kind of dwellings? I mean, we touched upon that before, but do you live in any kind of dwelling at all?
It's almost like they live inside their planet or inside the plant or
Inside the plant or within the plants? Like
within. No, inside.
actually inside the plants. Wow. Fascinating. So, but you say you're not an industrial species, but yet you build spacecrafts.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to have factories and things of that nature for to build these things?
And we have places where we build them, but it's not factories.
Okay. So you don't have cities, but you do have places that you build certain things, like your spacecrafts.
Mm-hmm. Apparently that's been handed down like what you would consider, centuries or generations
Okay.
of how this works.
I just have a couple more questions. Tell us about your personal lives and your personalities.
Well, they're definitely not clowns.
So they're just a barrel of monkey. They're just not somebody you want to take to a party to liven things up.
Right, they're not animated.
Okay.
But they're not solemn. They're extremely grounded.
And calm.
So calm.
Mm-hmm.
Holy, like, I think I should just go to sleep for a few hours after this. You're talking about personality. This is weird. This is kind of how Eric talks about being in spirit, where you don't have to know all the information. You can access it when you need to know it on a need-to-know basis.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of function in the same way. So, like for me, this sounds so weird. And it's always weird the first time you do anything new, but it is as if they can use every part of my brain, every sense at one time to communicate. They don't have this just a verbal language, audio way of receiving it, or a visual cue of how the position of the body is so we know if the person's angry or not. They use the entire part.
Everything.
Everything's firing off. I don't even know how to explain.
We don't have the language to explain so much of this. So what do? Like we get up in the morning, we eat breakfast. Tell me about just a typical day in the life of an alien. And then I have one more question and we'll close.
They do have rest.
Okay. Do you lie in a bed? Do you hang from a plant? How do you do that?
It depends if they're on their home planet or somewhere else.
On their home planet, what's it like?
You could call it a bed, but it's made of plant substance.
Okay.
Plant substance is the only thing I know how to call it.
That's fine.
Thing. Okay.
There's things that we just don't have the language for. All right,
Yeah.
so you have periods of rest. You have periods that you nourish yourself.
They don't necessarily have a routine like we do. Like you wake up and you have breakfast, and they don't have order. But just because order is absence, it does not mean chaos exists.
Ah.
It's just it's like always being a part of a dance.
Oh. Are they nomads? Are you nomads?
No.
Okay, one last question. We talked about the technology that you have that we don't have? What other abilities do you have that we don't have?
Transportation.
No, your personal abilities with your body, like telepathy, things like that.
Transportation.
What do you mean? You can transport your body from place to place? Is it kind of like the beam me up, Scotty, where you sort of demolecularize? I just made up that word. And is it something like that?
Similar, yes.
Okay, well, can you go into a little bit more detail?
It's just their mode of transportation.
Okay, so that's the way they can come to our planet too, right? Not just within a craft, but that's interesting. What else do you have? You have telepathy, I'm sure. And you have senses that are different than ours, perhaps?
I would call that remote viewing, but
Oh,
they use another entity to be able to see.
another entity. Okay.
So let's say if I wanted to know what was going on in your house, I, Jamie, could connect with you, Elisa, and I would be able to see everything that you see and feel, experience what you're going.
Through another entity's eyes and senses, etc. And you have senses? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So anything else about your abilities that we don't have? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty, but any others that are extremely significant?
Regrowth.
So what do you mean? If you get an arm chopped off, you can grow it back? Oh, that comes in handy. Anything else you want to share with us?
Eric said he really liked that concept too. Wouldn't.
Oh, God.
Can't even say it, Elisa. I'm so sorry.
What is it, the Lena Bobbitt thing?
How did you come up with that?
I knew it was that. I knew it's like, I don't know the guy's name, Mr. Bobbitt, I guess, but he got something bobbed off. But, yeah, that could degenerate.
That was so weird. That was hysterical.
All right, so anything else that you want to share before we close? And give poor Jamie a rest. Okay.
Not sharing anything else.
Well, thank you so much for illuminating so many questions. I really appreciate it. I respect you guys and honor you. And I'm so grateful for the help you give us meager earthlings.
They're saying thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Did they wave?
I waved to them.
Okay. Oh, poor baby. Oh, my God. All right, so thank you, guys. I think this was a fascinating series with our interview with aliens. Eric, you've been such a big help. Thank you very much. Jamie, you need to lick your wounds and take a break here. And
It's fresh air and pinch myself, maybe.
I know. Well, be sure that you go to Jamie's site, withloveandlight.com. She has a wonderful book too that you can find on the website as well as a calendar full of events. She does readings as well, group readings and private readings. So check it out, withloveandlight.com.
Yes, thank you. And if you are watching this and you have not checked out the blog, go to channelingerich, and that's with a K.com, and start with the archives.
Eric's a hoot.
This was interesting. Eric knows more up his sleeves. Quite amazing.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye, Eric. I love you.
Eric's waving bye. He says thank you.